Welcome to this week's edition of Rick Answers His Email. First up out of the box today is Shirley, who's having trouble with getting CDs to automatically run in Windows XP. Shirley, it's not an uncommon problem. Just go to this website right here. Copy it down exactly, put it up in your address bar and go to it. It's Microsoft's website, and they have an auto-run repair utility specifically for Windows XP, and that'll get you back up and running. I answered this question in this week's newsletter, but I thought it'd be a great opportunity to quickly talk about Gmail, the Google Calendar, Google Contacts, because so many people these days are using more than one computer, or you travel enough that you want to have access to your information outside of your own computer. Therein lies the advantage of using things like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Contacts, because all of your information is available from any computer that you can connect to the internet to. There are ways to get your Outlook to coordinate between a couple different machines, but it does take a lot more know-how and software to get that done. So Connie, I think I would really seriously look at the Google solution. Gary, you're having a problem with what's called spoofing, a spam technique that uses your name or something that looks like your name to send email out, and there's nothing you can do. Bresnan has had this trouble ongoing for quite a few years, and it seems to go in waves. You seem to be getting the current wave. It does arrive in your inbox without your address because you're under the blind carbon copy. Remember, there's always blind carbon copy out there. What can you do about it besides delete it? Not really anything. If you want to try a good spam filter, you can try cloudmark.com, or, like I just mentioned in the last question, start a Gmail account and use Gmail to access your Bresnan email. You can pull it in, go to my website, and you'll be able to see how to do that. And the spam filter built into Gmail is just crazy good. Bucky, what you need to do is bite the bullet, back up all of the data once you get that booted up, and then use your Toshiba Restore CDs to completely wipe the hard drive and start over. Because chances are there's lots of registry problems. You might have some spyware, even some small viruses on your computer. Wipe it off, start again, and you'll feel like you have a new laptop. Yes, Bobby, I do make house calls in the greater Grand Junction area. My phone number is on the website. Hi, Lynn. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on in your situation. A couple of red flags go up for me. One is it's running Windows Vista, and two, that your friends or some of his friends built the computer for him, so I'm not sure how much power that computer has to run Windows Vista. You mentioned they added some RAM. You are doing SpyBot and AVG checks, and those kinds of things are not showing up with any problems. You probably do need someone to look at it to get a better hands-on idea about, does the computer have enough power to run what they put on it, or is there another issue at work? Hello, Charles. Yes, in order to create labels from Gmail, at least currently, you have to go into the contact list, export your contact list into what's called a CSV file, and that is a common database file that you can use to make a mail merge with any one of your mailing label programs. I have a feeling, though, that someone's going to come out very soon with a wizard of some type that's going to allow you to print labels from your Google Contacts, but we'll wait and see. But for now, you're going to have to export them out of your contacts, import them into whatever label program that you're using. One last thing, Charles, go to my website, and I just posted last month a tip on how to create easy mailing labels. And I think since you don't do mailing labels very often, or most people don't, that's going to be a solution that works for everyone. Hi, Cassie. I'm not familiar with MSN's policies regarding sending email. It looks like you're trying to keep customers informed about some of your business practices. I would look at a couple of different products to do that instead of sending traditional email. You need a mailing list manager. That's kind of the name of the software. One of them is called ConstantContacts.com is a good one to look for. And there's a couple other good ones out there as well, but you might want to start with Constant Contacts. If you're sending a lot of business email, it is very easy to get that to ratchet up, and email services do frown on sending out tons of email per day because they think you might be a spammer. And also consider getting a domain name for your business, because a domain name lets you have your own email server that you're not routing through a big commercial one like MSN or Yahoo or something like that, and you'll have a little more control that way as well. Great message, Carl. I've not used Crossover, and I'm glad that you wrote about it. I'm going to take a look at it. I've not used it, but I in fact just recently had a gentleman who switched to Ubuntu but needed to run Quicken, and it didn't look like I could find anything easy to run Quicken with, but if you're saying that the CodeWeaver's crossover program works, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm not sure what CDA music is, but you can convert any music from a CD to an MP3 directly with what you have in Windows XP, and it's called Windows Media Player. Put in your CD, go into Tools and Options, and choose how you want to save your files, because the default in Windows Media Player is WMA, but if you do want MP3, just go into Tools and Options, and under the RIP area, you can set it exactly the way you want it. I would recommend not using Live OneCare. Live OneCare's backup is just horrendous because it creates way too many backups and will fill up even the largest external hard drive very quickly. So I would get rid of Live OneCare, use another security product like AVG Antivirus, Avast, any of the other good ones that I have listed on the website at helpmerick.com. And for backup, you can do Second Copy, which is also on the website. Second Copy is a wonderful backup system that costs $30, but you have ultimate control over where it goes, how often it goes, and what goes. Quest Quick Care is only a little program to troubleshoot your DSL. It has nothing to do with security. It does have nothing to do with AVG. AVG is a legitimate program. If you downloaded it from my website or a link on my website, you're going to have no problems. You need to have antivirus. You need to keep your SpyBot running there as well. The Quick Care I don't even install when I help people put the DSL on, because it is just a little kind of an annoyance that goes in there to help troubleshoot your DSL connection, which usually doesn't need troubleshooting. Betty, all you need to do is go to our website, helpmerick.com, put in your email address on the newsletter subscription form. It's right there on the right-hand side. You're going to get an email to confirm that you do want it. Confirm the email, and you'll get the weekly newsletter. Also, keep in mind that it is posted every single week here at helpmerick.com. Elmer, I'm not quite sure I understand your question, but it seems like you want to have access to your favorites from your desktop. Not sure why, but if you want a shortcut to all of your favorites on the desktop, go to Start, My Computer, open up the Documents and Settings, your Windows XP, open up your username in Documents and Settings, and then you'll see the favorites icon there. With your right mouse button, drag it out to the desktop and click Create Shortcut here, and you'll have a copy of your favorites right there on your desktop. Kent, what you need to use is either Windows Movie Maker, which is included in Windows XP, and it'll help you import those AVIs from your digital camera and maybe even some of your Sony software as well, or upgrade to a third-party software like ULEAD, Movie Maker, and also one from Adobe called Adobe Premiere Elements, which is their kind of home-based movie editing software. But using either one of those types of software will help you get all of your movies onto a CD or onto a DVD and then be able to play them in your DVD player. Thanks everyone for this week's questions, and we'll be back again next week with another edition of Rick Answers His Email.